Hey guys, Spencer here with Keystone Giant Pumpkins. This is another long form update on the pumpkin. This is 67 days old today. We're in the greenhouse, the first long form in the greenhouse. So that means that 7 days ago was day 60. And on day 60 that was the day we broke the 1,000 pound barrier. So that means we were 1,005 pounds then. And now we are only 1,085, 1,088. So, that is only an 83 pound increase over a whole week, which is not the greatest, it's not optimal, but it was getting a lot colder and a lot of slowdown. That averages out to about 12 or 11 pounds a day, just about, over that period, which is not terrible. Like 12 pounds a day, 12, 13. But yeah, that's not terrible, but I really like it to be better than that. But now we're in the greenhouse and we're improving, and I'll talk about it in a second. But first, let's take a look at the pumpkin. It's kind of getting darker, so it's a little harder to tell. But we're looking good. Here, actually, you know what I can do? I can plug in the lights. I'll make a short after this on the lights when it's darker out at nighttime. But here, I have these lights. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Gets really nice in here with the lights on. Anyway, stem side. Stem, there's an area there, all completely healed. The little area there, completely healed. And a little area right here. It's kind of hard to see. Kind of looks dark just because it's dark out, but it's healing up and dry and all nice. Under in the stem side there. It's looking better in there. Right there. Nice and dry still. Good. This pool noodle is working really well actually like this. Some people had some concerns about if it would rot in there, but it's not really a problem. It's fine in there. Yeah. And vine tension. Nothing there. Nothing on this side. And then here, nothing either. You can see this whole, even all down to here. This is all loose. There's no root here. No root here. This goes straight up. The only thing holding it is just the shape of this. I don't know why it grew like that. It looks like there's a lot of tension, but there's not that much tension. It's weird. Shape is still beautiful as always. Just continuing to get deeper and deeper ribs on it like that. So looking better and better. And the wide shape too is looking cool. There like that. It's kind of hard to see, but what's cool is that right here, you can kind of see here, these ribs kind of bowed down a little bit and out more there. Just kind of cool shape. It actually kind of reminds me just a little bit of Moby Mike's pumpkin, his 2,500 pounder that's split. It just a little bit. It's not as wide, and it's got like kind of a different shape there, but the front of it reminds me of it vaguely. This side, good. You can see those ribs popping, and don't know if you can see it, but there's like some beautiful white in between there, and a starburst. But yeah, you can see the starburst, or stardust, or whatever it's called in there. That pattern is just really, really pretty. And there's a normal size pumpkin compared to it, like I did before in other videos. And just about touching, I think I showed that in the short that I just filmed. But you can definitely tell the pumpkin is aging. We're almost 70 days old, which we're coming up on. Coming over here, you can see where the first cantaloping is. Right in there. Why is it so dark? It's not this dark in person. But we got cantaloping here and along there. And really mostly around the blossom end is where the cantaloping is forming. Not really anywhere else is it present. It's still all smooth skin, which I'm not complaining about whatsoever. I love that it's like that. But yeah, I'm really happy with the color, shape, all that of the pumpkin. Let me show you in the blossom end if it's not too dark, because that's overhang quite a bit. I might be a little too dark. I don't know if you can, you can see in there. There, you can see that. It's all solid in there. Nothing bothering it. and all good, no cracks, nothing like that. Oh look, the space heater's turned on. It feels nice. I got the temperature in here set to 65 degrees a night, so the pumpkin will be kept constantly at 65 degrees. Just hook a space heater up, and if it doesn't let you do the temperature on the space heater, right there you can see temperature gauge. That's just like a reptile temperature gauge right there. It's like a reptile enclosure, or you can also get them online for plants specifically, but it will let you set it so it will only give power to that space heater there if it's too much below that certain temperature, and then it'll stop after it gets back up above it. So it's running now, and we'll see when that goes up to 65 instead of 64.4. We'll be there again. So yeah, I got the box fan off for now, just because I'm filming and I don't want the noise. But yeah, so it's really nice in here. I usually will close that when I'm not in here, but that's nice to sit on because I got all the lights around, and I can just come over here on the chair and sit over here with all the lights and whatnot. Look at my beautiful pumpkin. Other things. Oh, yeah, let's go look at the plant just before we lose the rest of the daylight, and then I'll come back in here, tell you about feeding, spraying, whatnot, and all that. And I'll also tell you about, also show you guys some of the garden beds. We're starting on the fall crops, which is exciting for all those who do normal gardening, which I imagine is most giant pumpkin growers also do normal gardening. We reposition the fan, so we get it blowing all the way across there. Got this fan out here. We got another box fan there blowing on an area on the stem. Got it all weeded out, like I said before. Big pile of weeds over there. You can see them better in the daylight. Look at that. That's all weeds stacked like feet high. So yeah, there were a lot of weeds in here. So that should be a big relief to the plant. Sorry about that. Kind of jerked it for a second, like jerked the camera a little bit, but this is dried out in there, and here is also drying out with this fan, which is helping. And yeah, this vine health fairly good. Couple spots just still keeping them dry because it rained quite a bit. As you can see, in the soil is wet, and just trying to keep everything dry and nice. I'll show you the stump in a second, but first off, let's take a look at the foliage. Not bad, not terrible, still fairly healthy. If you can see that. I am over here, fairly healthy. Some of them are a little older like that, and a couple in there, but the older ones kind of thin out, and any of the new ones that I let grow in, like I've let fill in over there, help me get through September, just so we can get through this month. They're still fairly healthy, nice dark green, healthy. Some powdery mildew starting, a little bit of bug pressure, but I did spray last night. I sprayed Sevin, that's spelled Sevin, insecticide, which is, I love that stuff. That stuff's great against all squash bugs, cucumber beetles, and all that stuff. Aphids too, works great. Stump, solid as always, big stump. Like I normally have fairly big stump, but that one's bigger than normal just because I got a lot bigger pumpkin than normal. Oh, look at that. That's nice, the greenhouse like that. I've only left the tomatoes in here because I still have no idea how to get those out of there, and I think it's just more, not beneficial, but it would hurt the plant more to leave them, or to try and wrestle them out of there than just to leave them. So I've just left them. And let's see, what else? Fertilizing. I fed some iron heavier fertilizer, because getting some dots on the leaves, that's usually a sign of iron deficiency. Yeah, here you can kind of see them better on this guy. Some dots like that, usually a sign of iron deficiency. So, gave them some iron, some micronutrients, some like 10-10-10 fertilizer, just to get up on everything, and that should help out quite a bit. But yeah, the plant's definitely thinned out. It's older. I'm not saying there's quite a few leaves just through this whole section here, over there, but definitely thinned out a little over there, quite a bit in there. thinned out, and back there especially. But this plant has done a mighty fine job of growing well. Got the main vine coming through this way and all the way around there. I've said before, and I'll say it again, got a really long main vine, about 35-40 feet of main vine to the pumpkin, which is not optimal, because there's basically like the vine stops at the pumpkin, but the pumpkin's 40 feet away from the stump. Usually it's like the pumpkin's 20 feet out from the stump, and then the plant grows for another 20 feet or so past the pumpkin, and then that's the optimal thing. But yeah, anyway, here's thinned out leaves. That kind of fell over, and it's hard to put back up because the leaves have moved like this. So if I put it back up, then the leaf looks like that, and it's not pointing at the sun. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Still some solid leaves in there. The main area of the plant is here. I believe it's 25 feet by about 40 feet long. And then it's grown out more over this way, about 10 feet out. But I'm only counting as 5 extra feet out just because they've grown out. They definitely have grown out farther that way, but it's not as filled in there as it ever was back here. So that's about 25-30 feet long by 40 feet wide, which is, I believe, 1,000 to 1,200 square foot plant, which is a big plant. But yeah, it's a nice big, well-growing plant. But the pumpkin's not set optimally, and definitely been fighting pests a lot. But still, we got a beautiful pumpkin in there, and we're looking good. Coming through this way, I got it most of the way cleared out, except in there's still quite a bit of weeds. Coming over this way, walking towards the garden. Show you guys what the garden is looking like as we start to plant these new crops in the fall. I apologize, it's been so dark. It's getting later, but this bed completely mixed up with new fertilizer and whatnot, ready to be planted in. These two beds here, the bigger beds, the 5 by 10 foot beds, those are fully mixed and planted in. This one has the big cucumber trellis where all the cucumbers died on, so that's ripped out now, and it's kind of like a wider stance, and we got snap peas and garden peas all throughout there. Here we have this bed. It's not fully covered yet, but there's tons of carrots in here planted, and I'm just getting them covered with cardboard and stuff to help hold in that moisture, to help them germinate a lot easier, and hopefully we'll get a better germination rate with that and more carrots. Sweet peppers are still looking phenomenal. In here, there's one that's just about ready right there. It's hard to show you in the dark, but the plants are still super healthy in there. And in the big bed here, what I plan on doing, I got most squash and watermelon are out of there. It's all grown and done. Sunflowers are pretty much ready for harvest almost. Here, let's take a look at them, see if they're ready yet. But you can usually tell by the color of them. Not quite. They're still a little white, if you can see that, yeah. And they're still white like that. Like this. Why can't the camera focus? Camera, please focus. Please. Okay, there we go. They're still white like this. This variety has like the one with the black stripes and white. And some of them are completely black, but when they start turning black, that's when you can cut that off and harvest it. In here, pretty much all the squash are gone, except a little one there. But anyway, we're gonna rip out a lot of this and grow fall crops across there too, along with a lot of beds in here. They haven't mixed up yet, but that one's mixed up. This one has herbs in it, along with more herbs and fall things that I planted in here, like cilantro can be direct sown for the fall as a cold loving crop. And we'll also do probably some spinach and whatnot, but we got basil and mint a little bit of rosemary in there, that are looking good. This one, definitely going to do some spinach and maybe some carrots, more carrots, because we like carrots a lot, and so do the animals like donkeys and carrots that we help out at the farm with like carrots. So just we'll probably end up growing a lot of carrots, but also do a ton of brassicas like cauliflower, broccoli, kale and whatnot, and a ton of lettuce. We love lettuce, so I end up growing a ton of lettuce every year. But I'll start the lettuces and brassicas indoors, everything that I can direct. So I will, that bed, the green beans are pretty much dead, so rip that out and plant that with new stuff, mix it up, plant it with new stuff. Same with this one, rip everything out, plant it with new stuff, and the big bed there. So that means we have that bed, those two planted, this 1, 2, 3 beds, 4 including the big one, but the big one's more like 4 smaller beds, so really 7 beds of space to plant fall crops in. And eventually we'll be able to use the tomato beds too, and the sweet potato bed too, to grow fall crops as soon as those are harvested. The peppers usually go straight until as late as they can, until November or October or so. So yeah. Oh, coming over this way, let's go back into the greenhouse because it's getting dark. But just look at the greenhouse. It looks so great with that pumpkin in there. Beautiful, beautiful. I think that'll be the thumbnail right there. Yeah, that looks good for the thumbnail. Perfect. Just like that. Anyway, let's go back to the greenhouse, guys, and I'll set you on your way. Yeah, it's been a great season for me. For me, it is. For professional growers, other growers. Here, maybe that will be the thumbnail too, right there. Let's see which one's better. But it's been a great season for me. Maybe not for some professional growers. This is unoptimal for professional growers. But, I mean, just like unoptimal in they had to fight it to get it pollinated and whatnot. And, I mean, a lot of growers had that issue this year. It was hard to get it pollinated until later. And it just took me a long time to get this one pollinated. But I did, and I'm happy with it no matter what, because it is far, far above my personal best before, which was only 150 pounds, which is pretty much minuscule compared to that thing. But yeah, best plant I've ever grown. Pumpkin, best pumpkin I've ever grown. In all, this season to me is definitely a big win, and I hope to continue it next season. Let's go in the nice warm greenhouse, because it's a lot nicer and brighter in here than it is out there. Say goodbye. Let's check the temperature gauge. It's reading 63. It definitely feels a lot warmer in there because it's cooling down outside fast. But yeah, I don't know why it's not getting the light well on the pumpkin, but it's a lot brighter than whatever the camera shows here. For some reason when I zoom in sometimes, yeah, like that, it'll just make it brighter for some reason. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate all you guys that support this channel. It's been a heck of a year for me and for plenty of growers. I'm definitely very happy with how far we've come, but we're not over yet. Still going. I'm going to keep making videos. I'll make videos straight to the way off, on the way to the way off, during the way off, and after it. All the fun stuff. I plan on making a website too. I'm working on a website where I can have seeds and a bunch of other cool stuff coming. So I'm planning to do a bunch of fun stuff. So if you guys like that, stay tuned. I'm doing plenty of things. And even over the winter too, I'll do plenty of things for Christmas and whatnot. And I also do maple syrup harvesting. That is fun. It was my first year last year of doing it. And I got the hang of it. And man, it's fun. It's a lot of work and it takes a while. But it's fun and it tastes really good when it's done. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate all of you. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Oh, one last thing. I'm in a smaller greenhouse now, but next year what I'm really wanting to try and do is get one of those bigger greenhouses, because I know there's plenty of growers that grow in those big greenhouses that are usually a lot more successful with growing the giant pumpkins, because it's a lot easier to control all the conditions in a greenhouse, just like I can control them in here. You can control bugs a lot easier, you can control pests, you can control fungus easier, you can control watering, you have complete control over. Heat, you have complete control over. And weather, which is really the biggest and worst, like hardest to control things, is weather. You just can't do anything about it. It's Mother Nature. It just does whatever it wants to when it wants to, and you have to deal, because you can't do anything about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm definitely planning on trying to get one of those bigger greenhouses next year so I can grow better and grow more, and it'll be fun. Anyway, stay tuned, guys. Thank you again so much for all you guys do, and thanks for watching. That's it.